Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Perisno. Now, when we left off, we were at Samara Castle, and we were just about to defend it for a little bit, and yes, unfortunately enough, I didn't really see any point in remaining there, as it has already been awarded to Atheling Najli, which I do believe is our father-in-law? Is that correct? Wait a minute, I'm not actually in the right place right here. We need to go to characters, there we are, and yes, Atheling Najli is our father-in-law, so yes, that's actually a very interesting fact right there, and he is the new lord of Samara Castle. So we will be heading in to Fornayan again, because one of you stated that it was actually in the tavern that the quest was available. So we are going to be heading in here, and we'll see whether we can find who we seek. I do believe it's that guy. It's probably going to be that guy over there. Yes, mercenary shock cavalry, and I don't believe it will be the Tavernkeeper, so let us, without further ado, speak to this guy and see what he has to say for himself. He says, "Hello," and we say, "I am Scout Striker Wilkins. Who are you?" "I am a Bluewood elf. I long for the destruction of the vile scum of Redwood elves. They have committed atrocities against us that are unspeakable." "I agree. The thought of elves disgusts me." Oh, okay, so basically, both of these choices are going to be against them, so let's just say I agree. "My ancestors were once the dominant elf clan, but that time is once gone. We are now pushed aside, ruled by our enemies, the cruel, savage Redwood elves." Okay, I will help you defeat them. Oh yes, this is the quest, to take Fornayan. Oh my. There are enough elves in the world already? I want to do the quest, but I kind of don't want to do it right now. Okay, let's do it. New quest, conquer the Redwood capital. Not gonna happen while they currently have this garrison right here. They have Queen Oh, where's the Queen gone? Oh, it appears that she has actually left. I do believe I arrived and she was in here, and I waited for some time because I wanted to rejuvenate ourselves. And yes, it appears as though she has left. Now... This is definitely not something we want to go for, is it? Let's just take a look at how long... Oh, it doesn't have a time limit, or as far as I'm aware, it doesn't have a time limit. So, if at all possible, I would like to be able to take Fornayan at some point in the future. But for now, I do believe what we are going to be doing is heading on over to Durios Castle, and maybe even to Ribule Castle as well. And then we'll try and take that. Maybe. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Or maybe Tilbo Castle. Tilbo Castle is, well, I wouldn't say halfway between Samara and Dramug, but it is a little bit closer to our territory. Maybe Durios. So, yes, without further ado, I will be cutting away, and I will see you very soon. Okay, so after having arrived at Arndal and placed some of our units in the garrison there, I decided, well, what are we going to do now? And I thought to myself, where is the nearest castle? And it just so happens to be Durios Castle, or, well, shall we say, Tilbo Castle as well is available to be sieged, but yes, I think that may have a little too many negatives about it, I would say, because it is quite close to Leuven, and Durios is a lot farther away from that. So, let us lead our soldiers in an assault, and we will see what we can do. Now, I did check to see how many units they had here, and they do actually have a significant amount, which is definitely not something I'm too happy to see. But we must do it. There's nothing else we can do. We must do something in terms of sieging, or indeed in terms of trying to take out the last remaining Hakon vassals, but they are quite slippery, to say the least. I was not able to find any more after our previous episode, so yeah, we will just need to make do here and see how much damage we can inflict against the Tolranians. That seems to be the way to do things, perhaps. Now, I am going to be heading over here as best I can, and thankfully, we have 2 ladders, which is so good. Very nice to see that, especially with our Amazon warriors and rangers doing an excellent job at taking and thinning out the enemy defenses. Now, oh my. Okay, that's not too good. That is not too good at all, if I do say so myself. Now, oh, no. I just want to see how many units we're dealing with here. Actually, not too many. We might just be able to charge in But I do want to get a nice overhead. Oh! Yes. No. Bad archers. Bad archers. Okay, now, before I actually go down, I want to charge in our infantry, charge in our cavalry, and see what we can do. We have weakened them quite significantly. 36 dead, and we've only lost 3 of our own. Now, do bear in mind that they have, I do believe, 280 units in the garrison here. So, if we are able to take out the minuscule forces that we so far have to contend with... Well, that was actually rather impressive. I believe that was Silavethiel that took that guy out. It appears so. Wow. She is quite the beast, is she not? That is very, very cool. And now we just have to deal with the last remaining defenses around this area. Now, I am so incredibly paranoid because we are basically 1 hit away from dying. So, yeah, if we can avoid it, I would like to stay alive, if possible. Oh no. It doesn't look good. Although we have just absolutely steamrolled our way through this area, so I think we can probably place our archery flag up here as well. Hopefully do a little bit of damage against their archers once our infantry have moved on. Hopefully they will move on rather fast, otherwise we're going to have a great deal of difficulty getting over to where the archers actually are stationed. Oh my. Oh, it's actually working out quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Well, I actually did not expect this. I did not expect this upon making the ladders, and I thought to myself, oh, we're facing a defeat on our hands here, but no, it appears not. It appears we are just going to be taking these guys down without so much as a second thought. Well, you could say not so much as a second thought, more like a 5th thought and a 6th thought as well. I did tend to think about it rather considerably before heading in here, and yeah, I can only hope this is going to pay us quite a lot once we are successful. Now, the only problem I'm having at the moment is that I'm not able to get over there and join in the action, but I do believe I'd rather be alive than dead. Wouldn't you say? I would potentially think that you would agree with that. And of course we do want to get over here as well. We can actually do that. So let's try and take out some of these archers. Oh my. Oh, they're spawning down there. Oh. That's interesting. Okay, that is very interesting. So let's see what we can do. We want to make sure that our archers are going to be charging in here. I'm actually just going to charge our archers because I'm so worried about being taken out. There we are. That I am going to make sure that all of our units are charging, just in case. Because it is a real possibility that we will be taken out here. So let's try to make that not a reality. Yes. Okay. Ooh, close. Very close. And wow, we were taken out by a Tauranian longbowman. Not even a longbowman, just a regular bowman. Okay, well, that shows me, doesn't it? It shows me to try and outsmart the AI. They are just too good when it comes to their reactions, I suppose. And I've never really been known for my prowess in combat, I would say. But yeah, there we are. That's just how it rolls sometimes. And we are going to, of course, be taking this castle as best we can. I'm hoping that our units have not gotten stuck. It actually appears as though they have. That is not good. As you can see, we do have a very small contingent of units down here in the courtyard, including Silavethiel, I do believe. She is doing a remarkably good amount of damage right here with her melee weapon. Is that Silavethiel? I do believe it is. Yeah, it is. And, wow, she actually has some pretty good units alongside her as well. I do believe they are demon priests. I hope so, at least. Well, at least one of our commando teams is actually doing a good job, because the others are just stuck on the stairs here, which is definitely not something you want to see of your most elite forces. Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, I can only say that the soundtrack is actually rather nice at the moment. And this castle layout is magnificent. I just wish we could use more of it. But I suppose because we already took out a huge amount of their units, we will not be able to see the well, greater, wider areas in this particular case. However, we did see how effective the Tauranian archers can be, and oh no. Oh no, as soon as we clear away all of their melee units, we are just going to be bombarded with all of their arrows, as many as they can fit into one quiver. Oh goodness me, that's maybe not going to work out too well. What? What is going on here? We've only lost 6 units? Okay. Well, I suppose that's not too bad. That is actually rather impressive, if I do say so myself. Wow, that is very impressive. Huh. Well, as I say, I didn't actually look at the composition in the garrison at the time, so I thought to myself, are we going to be doing this or not? Because I constructed the ladders, and then I thought to myself, yes, let's do it. And then eventually, obviously, we went in, and this is the result. Actually, a very successful siege at that, and I had no clue that that would actually be the result. But I suppose you can't actually expect anything else when you have so many Huskars and Herseers and Demon Priests, and even some Divine Aethelings as well. So I suppose it was a foregone conclusion as soon as we arrived at Durios Castle. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, I would say, deferring at the moment. We're not going to try to claim this particular castle because, well, I think I'd probably rather have ownership over a town. And I think when we get onto that, when we actually get the ability to take one of the Tauranian towns, which I'm not entirely sure will happen at any time, or at least it will, but not just yet, I don't believe. And, whoa. Did you see that? I didn't see that, but Silavethiel, where is Silavethiel? This is her, isn't it? I'm pretty sure this is her. And she has no arrows, but she is able to shoot this guy through the wall, or at least... And it was a headshot? It was! Oh wow, she is amazing. She is really amazing. But yes, there we have it. 22 renown and 65 morale. A very nice reward indeed. Now, let's just take a look at our casualties here, because as you may notice, we didn't have many. We only had 8. Only had 8 to death. And some of those were Knights of the Eagle, of course. Valahir Drengars, that's okay. Tauranian Kingsguard, that is not such a big loss because I do believe... Are we at war against the Tauranians at the moment? Not too sure. I think we are on our own personal vendetta, but I don't believe the Valahir clan are against us at the moment. So let's take a look at what they lost and what they actually had. Oh wow, they had 13 Tauranian Kingsguards. That's actually pretty impressive that we were able to get through those with minimal losses. They are usually quite the beast unit, as well as these Tauranian hackers too. Well, there it is. Very nice indeed. 65 morale as well, which is definitely going to help us out. As you can see, we are back up to excellent morale, because as you saw at the previous episode's end, we were on low morale, and I was losing units ever so slowly. So that was not going to be too nice to start the next episode with, so I thought to myself, what can I do to get back our morale? And I did engage a bandit party, but the bandit party in question was only about 80 to 90 strong, and they didn't really give a lot of morale, unfortunately enough. So, yes, I decided, what other way can we get morale? And that is by sieging. I didn't really want to wait, because, I mean, obviously the best idea to do with that sort of thing, with morale difficulties, is to place all of your units in the garrison, wait it out, and then get those units back in your army and continue from there. But I really did not feel like waiting, so I thought to myself, yes, let's just do a siege. That is going to be the way to go. So let's see, what are we going to get here? I think we'll probably get some caravan guards, and I don't really want to take this robber. I don't want to take the robber at all, but I will be doing that anyway, just because if we come across some more rescued prisoners, then you never know. We can always let him go and go about his business, do whatever he wishes to do. I think that would be a good idea. And there it is. Okay, so we are at 15% HP thanks to Alendel's first aid skill, but I don't even know whether that's working at the moment because he also got taken out, so it's not too good. Let's take a little bit of loot. And as I stated previously, I do believe we are not going to be asking for Durios Castle. However, we are going to wait here for some time because, of course, above all, we need to rejuvenate ourselves. And other than that, I'm a little bit worried about Leuven. As you can see here, I was tempted by Ribule Castle, but as you see, it's so close to the town that there is definitely going to be some sort of retaliation going on there. And I really did not want that, of course. So, other than that, I thought of Tilbo Castle. That might actually be our next target, if at all possible. So, yes, there it is. Durios Castle was taken. So let us wait, and we will see whether any of the Tauranian vassals decides to turn up, which they may very well decide to do. Okay, so we return to our party screen right here. As we can probably tell, Lady Ella has advanced in level, and we are going to be distributing her points, hopefully in a constructive manner. And I find this option rather impressive, to say the least. This is unsafe for you. You should get back to our court, and so on and so forth. But yeah, so let's go over to our skills, and we'll see what we can actually do for her. Now, I do believe agility is going to help her run speed, whereas her strength is going to help her wear better armor. So I'm thinking maybe we should just get her about 12, maybe 13 in strength, just so that she can use some of the rarer armor types, and then after that start improving her agility. So I think we'll do that. And I think we also probably want to go for some shield this time around. Now, I'm hopeful in the near future that we will be able to acquire some good one-handed weapons for her, because at the moment she doesn't really have much in the way of those. And oh, we actually found some better boots for her, and we have some gloves for her now as well. Now, what about a shield? This shield's pretty good. Don't really need to worry about that too much. But this battered gold lion shield is actually really good. Why would we not want her to use it? Okay, let's let her use that. Now, we do want to make sure as well that she's wearing a good helmet, because as we know, we have been getting headshot a rather considerable amount. And that definitely needs a good helmet to deflect that sort of attack. And of course, she does not have 5 in riding skill. She has 3, which is not actually that bad for having only 5 in agility. So, yes, other than that, I do believe we are going to try to find her a nice one-handed weapon. So if we come across a nearby town, I do believe Gawi is the nearest town, so we might actually be going over there just to see whether we can buy a weapon for her. But why would I want to buy a weapon if I could find one on the battlefield? Yes, that seems like a good idea in my opinion, at least. So let's have a look. We have 22 Eagle Retainers. That might actually be why we were able to defeat Durios Castle's defenses so incredibly easily, or at least with minimal casualties. So, as you see, we are all at 100%. Very nice indeed. And Durios Castle has already been awarded to one of our vassals, or at least one of our comrades, by King Ingveld, and we are now going to head over to Tilbo Castle and take a look at what kind of defenses they have here. Oh my. Well, this doesn't look too good, does it? This doesn't look good, but maybe in actual fact, it is. Because if you notice... Oh. Actually, never mind. I actually thought that we had a good chance of taking this, but as you can probably see, we have Tauranian King's Guards and Tauranian Hackers. Now, the King's Guards total to 43, and the Hackers total to 21. Now, they only have 3 Kingsmen, so it kind of balances out, but as you noticed in the previous siege at Durios, we only took out, I do believe, 7 Hackers and 13 King's Guards, so this is 3 times as many Hackers and, well, a huge amount more King's Guards, and I'm unsure whether we'll be even able to penetrate their walls. So, shall we do it? Maybe. Maybe we should just go in and throw all caution to the wind. That actually might be an idea. Okay, let's do it. Let's just see whether it's a siege tower. No, it is not a siege tower. Excellent. So, let us now build the ladders as best we can. And then we will be, of course, leading our soldiers in an assault in just a second. I am thinking, though, should I Wait until tomorrow. There's no real benefit to that, is there? There's no real benefit for me to do that. I'm just trying to think whether all of our units are all okay. I do believe they are. So, let us lead our soldiers, and we'll see what kind of layout we are greeted by. I don't actually know at the moment. Oh, what is actually going on here? There's no ladder at the front? Aha. This is new to me. This is new. We have not done this before. This layout is different to all the rest. So, we'll have to walk around the side, it appears. That is not too bad. And, oh, no. This is quite bad. As you can see, they actually have a moat. Well, technically not a moat, but they have a very defensive structure. Oh, dear. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad thing. I'm just hoping that they don't have too many longbowmen. Who am I kidding? They're the Tauranians. Of course they have a lot of longbowmen. Oh, no. Okay, this might actually end in a retreat, a strategic withdrawal of our forces, but I suppose along the way our ranged units will hopefully retaliate and do as much damage as we can to their ranged units. Otherwise, if we head in here again at a later point, which is very likely, then of course we are going to have to deal with those same ranged units, and they will have, of course, refreshed all of their ammunition. Oh, I remember this. Okay, we have done this before. We have done this before. Now, here's Arakanus. I'm hoping that he's not going to get taken out. He doesn't have a shield, which is pretty bad for this kind of situation, especially seeing as there's a huge amount of archers. But seeing as we are so close to them, they don't really have the space. Do they? Oh, yes. Take him down. Come on. Yes, come on, take him out. Oh, no, he's using the reach. He's using the reach of his sword against us. We will not allow that. There we are. Yes. Take him down. Take him down. Maybe we could take out this guy. This guy appears to know what he's doing. A Tauranian mercenary lancer. Aha, one of their mercenary units. Okay, impressive. Ow. Really? Another Tauranian longbowman does that much damage to us? Okay, well, definitely going to have to make a mental note to avoid those guys in future. I believe they are definitely going to be one of those guys that always continues to take us out. And that's actually another point that I should really bring up right now. Have you noticed how that in every single series I have ever... Should not talk. Another mental note. Okay, well, let me continue where I left off before I was rudely interrupted by a spear or some sort of sword to the face. And that was, have you ever noticed how in every other series I always get taken out by an archer? Apart from that particular death, of course. Just ignore that. But yes, I always get taken out by an archer in melee. And I always think to myself, how could I let that happen? That's such an outrageous thing to do, to get taken out by an archer, which in all aspects you totally surpass in every single way. And getting taken out by an archer, really, in melee, that is even worse than getting taken out by a headshot instantly. But yes, there we are. It's one of those things. One of those things. And we will just have to marvel at the strength of our units as they carve all the way through the enemy's forces, and we will hopefully be able to get down into the courtyard this time. If we start to lose a lot of units, which it does appear as though is going to happen, we might want to retreat and rest up a little bit and then come back in at a later point. I really do not want to lose any of our Divine Aethelings, our Amazon Rangers, our Redwood Elites, because they are units that we are not able to acquire in any other way than rescuing them, of course. So, maybe that would be a good idea. Alendel was just taken out, so we have no more surgery unless one of our other companions has a little bit of surgery. A minor, minuscule piece of sand points in surgery. Yes, okay. I will stop with the descriptions. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, at the moment, it actually doesn't seem too bad. We actually seem to be winning this particular fight, even though they are 3-2? Yes, they're fighting us 3-2 at the moment. Or maybe not now that this fellow has come in. Who is this? I don't actually know who that guy is. Oh, it's a Redwood Elite. Aha. I see. Okay. Well, that's very good to know. Redwood Elites do appear to be very, very powerful. Now, how many units do they actually have remaining? A huge amount, by the looks of things. We only have 67 remaining in here, but I do believe we will be receiving reinforcements. Now, just a note to make before anything happens in this siege. I will be retreating if we get the reinforcements have arrived message, because I really don't want to have our units wait at the front lines for those units to arrive. I could place them back with a hold position order, but I kind of feel like that is a little bit clunky, and I would like to either rejuvenate all of us and then get back in the fight, or just let everyone fight out naturally. But I do believe at the moment that is probably what I will do if I can, and if we do obviously come to it. It will be one of our last ditch efforts to prevent any additional casualties from being sustained. Now, oh my, that's a big axe that guy has. Oh my, that's not good. Oh, this is good though. Our units are coming out of the tower. They're coming out of the tower and they're actually surrounding our opponents. That is very, very good. Goodness me, I really did not realize how well our units were fighting nowadays. Unfortunately, they are being taken out by Tauranian hackers now, as you can probably see. Whoa. Are those guys with the two-handed axes with very little armor on, are they like the Valahir clan berserkers? Because it seems that way to me. Well, whatever the case, we are losing a couple of eagle units as well, which is definitely not something I want to see. Please don't die. Come on, guys. It's not looking good, I gotta say. It's not looking too good. New enemies have arrived, but we have... oh my. It might actually require a retreat here. It's something I don't want to do, but it might require it. As you can see here, all of our archers now have the ability to use their long-range capability, so I'm hopeful that that will turn the tide of this battle in our favor. Now, I did say that I was going to retreat, and I think I might actually do that, because we are outnumbered. As you see here, we are losing a lot of Zann longbowmen, Machiavellian marksmen, and they take a lot of time to level up, a lot of time and experience, so yeah, I think that will be fine. We took out 274 of them, which is so good, and we are now about to abandon the siege and just take a look at how many they have remaining. They have 115 or around that number remaining, and I do believe we will be heading in there once again. However, I will be ending this episode off here, and next time on Perisno, we are going to be capturing Tilbo Castle, and hopefully giving it to one of our units. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.